All right. Hey, we got a special guest here today, boys. We got U.S. Olympian Kendall Coyne. Kendall, how are you?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Good. Sunny Florida, huh? A lot different than Chicago.
Yeah, especially right now in November 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit chilly. I was working outside all day, so you have no idea how much I wish I was in your place right now.
I miss Chicago though. I miss the winter.
Yeah. How's training been going?
It's been going well. We started our tour about 2 weeks ago in Quebec City against Canada, and then we played them in Boston. We split the series, and then we're actually starting the Four Nations Cup tomorrow. We're opening up against Finland at 7:30.
Awesome. So that's what that upcoming tournament is going to be then.
Yep, yeah, so it's Four
Okay.
Nations, so it's the four rival countries, us and Canada, Sweden and Finland, and it's every year. So even through the Olympic year, we still have a Four Nations Cup, and it's being hosted here in Tampa where we are. So it's pretty funny to see some of the other countries come down here with winter coats.
Yeah.
Does that rotate every year? Is it in a different country every year?
Yes, it rotates among the four countries. So every time during the Olympic year, it's in the United States.
Oh,
Well, that's pretty helpful
Yeah,
for you
that's
guys
neat.
then, huh?
Yeah, yep.
Um, so you got yourself a fundraiser coming up in late November. It's November 26th, if I'm not mistaken.
The 22nd.
22nd.
Oh,
Close. Super close. It's a 22nd. It's at Arctic Ice Arena. Why don't you take us through that?
Yeah, so pretty much when, obviously going to the Olympic Games is a tremendous honor. It's so special, and obviously I'll be the one playing, but ultimately my family's the one that have made the ultimate sacrifices for me to be there. And go with and when going to the Olympic Games, it's obviously an extremely expensive trip over
Mhm.
2.5 weeks. Last time I was in Russia, this time it's in South Korea, and so we're putting on a fundraiser just to help offset the cost of attending an Olympic Games. In terms of lodging, flights, food, tickets, and just an array of expenses that go into an Olympic Games.
Well, that's awesome. How can people help you guys out?
Yeah, just come to the event. It'll be awesome. There will be an open skate, and I'll be jumping on the ice. And there's a website. It's kendallcoyne.com/Olympics with a small O, and you can find all the information there. You can donate funds there, and ultimately, I think what's so cool about the fundraiser is just the support that people show and how special, especially the South Side of Chicago and the community is, and just the support so far has been pretty overwhelming and special.
yeah. Well, I mean, personally, just from us three, I know seeing you out there, watching you in the Olympics, it's definitely cool to see.
Yeah.
And absolutely, we kind of, we don't. Some of us don't know you personally, but we definitely use your name a lot to say, we know you, and it's really cool.
She scored on me a lot when I was a kid. So,
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's an honor, and that's kind of why the T-shirts actually that we designed for the fundraiser. I was adamant about having a little bit of a Chicago tribute in those T-shirts. So you'll see on the back of them number 20. My number 26 is outlined in the Chicago flag, just because it means so much to me. Where I grew up, my roots. Obviously, Andy, as you know, the Arctic Ice Arena was our home for a very long time.
Yeah.
It still is. But that's kind of it's special to be from Chicago.
Yeah, representing that OPIA.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Represent the OPIA. I'm not sure. I know you said you're going to be hopping on the ice and everything, but I think that you should have like a powerlifting or like a bench press thing. If somebody can bench more than you, they get to win a certain prize or something. I don't know. I don't think anybody's going to be able to do that, but
Nah, off-season shape's a lot different than in-season shape.
Well, that brings me to my next point. How were you able to get in shape for? Well, I'm sure you already were in shape, but what did you do differently for this Olympics compared to the last one?
I would say it's more of intangible versus a tangible thing. I think this time around I'm definitely enjoying the experience a lot more, taking in the little things, cherishing the games that we play on tour because they are only every 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then just being a little bit more experienced is also sharing my previous experience with, the first timers on the team and the things I wish I would have done differently. And so I think it's more so just enjoying it a little bit more. And, it's a lot of hard work, but if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't be here.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
So like you said, it's the Olympics only come around every 4 years. So how do you kind of make sure you're like ready for them every 4 years, and do you keep in touch with the rest of the team? Do you ever like skate with them like in between?
Yeah, so it's kind of a long answer to that question, but I'll give you the short answer.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, so obviously every non-Olympic year we still have a national team season, and we meet about 7 times. We have our World Championships, our 4-Nation Cup, so we play a few exhibition games. So we still have national team stuff in non-Olympic years, but that's the biggest challenge for women's hockey players when you're out of college is what's next. They're trying to create a pro league and make it sustainable enough for us to play, but the finances aren't there yet. So it's just you have to do a lot, and as you guys might know, I did some work with the Blackhawks and part-time, and then I played for the Minnesota Whitecaps last year, which is an independent team in Minnesota, and I would practice with a boys team in Colorado. So it's kind of confusing, but you definitely find a way because you love the game.
You don't realize it, but you just hit on like half of our questions. That was pretty unbelievable. I'm not gonna lie. So that going back to that first Olympics, I remember Nolly and we were on the bus after one of our road trips, and we were watching the gold medal game on our phone, and we were heartbroken for you guys. I mean, that was just terrible. I mean, I can't even imagine how you guys felt. But besides that, how was that first Olympic experience?
Yeah, the heartbreak is tough because obviously the ultimate goal is not to go there and enjoy the Olympic Games. It's to walk away with a gold medal, and we worked so hard for that moment. And obviously the way that it came down to is giving up a 2-goal lead with 2 minutes to go is not easy. But what, as an elite athlete and a competitor, if you don't learn from it, you're not going to get over it. So we definitely have learned from it, and the experience in itself, it was pretty surreal, just seeing all the other athletes, the other countries, realizing that you represent something that's so much bigger than yourself. And representing the United States delegation is a surreal feeling, and it's something that I never take for granted, never take lightly, and it's a tremendous honor.
That's so cool.
Yeah, that's
so cool. Damn.
So, going back to the gold medal game, did that really fire you guys up for this next Olympics? I mean, is it kind of in the back of your head? Are you trying to look past it, or does it fire you guys up?
It definitely fires you up, and like I said, you learn from it. You can't dwell on it, but we definitely know what we could have done in that moment, and obviously work to ensure it doesn't happen again. But we've played so many games since then, and world championships, and we've gained a lot of confidence. We've won the last 4 world championships, so it's learning from the positives as well, and what we've been doing so well with like 4 years since 4 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like you guys are on the right path. That's for sure.
Thank you.
I don't even know. Do you know how big your name is? I mean, you're getting thrown around with names like Hillary Knight and Amanda Kessel and Megan Bozak. And I mean, you had a CCM commercial, for God's sakes. I mean, that's the coolest thing ever.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's cool, and I think the biggest part for me is, as I'm sure you saw in that commercial, is just to inspire the next generation of girls, and not necessarily hockey players, but just to follow their dreams, and don't let anyone tell you differently, because it wasn't easy, and you get told and called names, and if you succumb to the pressure, you never know what you could have accomplished.
I got chills. That was cool. So, as everybody knows, the NHL is not going to be participating in the Olympics. And as of recent events, the KHL is also not going to be there. you guys were always a huge part of the Olympics for hockey players. I know myself, I would always watch the men and the women's. But how did those guys not going affect you?
I wouldn't say there was a direct impact on us.
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's disappointing because the Olympic spirit embodies the most elite and best athletes competing in their respective sports.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously that won't be the case in terms of men's hockey. But I'm really excited to see what happens.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to remind us a lot of 1980. But at the same time, to hear some of the NHL players and speak of disappointment and their love for playing for their country is a bummer, and you can't fault them for that because, like I told you guys earlier, it's one of the greatest honors to be able to represent your country, and unfortunately, they won't have that opportunity.
Is there any more like additional excitement on your guys' behalf that these people that watch the men's that typically don't watch women's hockey might be watching more of you guys now, because obviously it's gonna be the best of the best for the women's, and NHL just might not, or the men's Olympics just might not seem as much of a priority to watch?
I don't know. If you actually look back to 2014, our game against Canada was the most watched event in the Olympic Games in 2014. So I would say we still have, if not more viewers, we have the exact same amount of viewers. But it'll be interesting to see. It's obviously something I'm not too worried about.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes.
How much do you hate Canada? Just a general question.
It's definitely a respected rivalry for sure. It's a game that you look forward to, you want to be a part of, and it's a game that you train your butt off for.
Yeah,
that's why I'm not anywhere important. I would be like, I hate them. They're the worst. For those who don't know your career so well, why don't you go through it for them? Tell them your stops along the way. You can leave out House League when you ruin me. That'd be great.
I mean, my career started, like you said earlier, at the OPIA, Orland Park Ice Arena.
Mm-hmm.
I started skiing there out at the outdoor rink. That's now the championship rink.
Mm-hmm.
When I was 3 years old, because my older brother Kevin was playing, and I was dragged to the rink with him, and I just told my parents I want to do what he does. They put me in figure skates for a week, because that's all I allowed, and they got me hockey skates, and obviously I haven't looked back since. But and then from there, it definitely wasn't easy. I played house league, or in-house, whatever you call it, and then I tried out for the local team and got cut a couple years in a row, and it was hard to see all my friends keep making it to the next level of AA, and I just never made it. So I tried out. I just, my house league was just getting a little bit too redundant for me, and my parents said I could try out for a AAA team, and but it was with a group of boys that were a year older than me, and I actually made the team. So I went from house league to AAA, which was, at the time, I had no idea. I just wanted to play hockey. But when I look back, it was a huge moment in my career, because I think that really showed that I can play the game. And from there, I played boys hockey, and then I switched to girls hockey with the Chicago Mission, and then I went on to Northeastern University in Boston and played 4 years there, and received my bachelor's and master's degree from there, and here I am today.
How stupid do those coaches feel now that cut Kendall Coyne? That's oh man, what idiots.
Well, it might, you can put it that way, or I can say thank you, because it only motivated me to get better, and it happens, and that's what I say to kids all the time. It happens to everybody, and you can't be discouraged, and you have to keep working and just stick the course and keep going.
Well, Kendall, we thank you for this. We know you got to get somewhere. We're going to have a couple quick, fun questions for you.
Okay.
What is your best hockey memory?
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. I started with the tough one.
My best hockey memory, I would have to say would be the first time I saw my entire family in Sochi in 2014 at the Olympic Games. It was after one of my games, and I think to me that was the moment that it hit me that we made it. And it wasn't that I just made it to the Olympics, it was that my entire family did, because like I said, it's definitely a team effort.
Yeah, that's got to be an amazing moment.
Right in the feels.
Yeah.
Right in the feels on that one. Who is the most famous person in your phone contacts and your fiance does not count?
Wait, say that again, you broke up.
The most famous person you have in your phone contacts and your fiance doesn't count. Your fiance, by the way, for those who don't know, is Michael Schofield, Super Bowl champion.
Not a big deal.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
Okay, well, they're all
So,
famous.
They're all famous, yeah.
I know what his would be. His would definitely be Peyton Manning.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good,
We'll count
that's
that.
a good answer.
We'll count that.
That's a good answer. All right, last and most important, what advice do you have for girls wanting to get into hockey?
I would say try it. You're gonna fall down. It's gonna be tough at first, but stick to it, and ultimately play the game because you love it and not because someone else does. And if you love what you do, it'll take you pretty far in life.
I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Kendall Coyne, thank you so much. This has been so fun. Help out Kendall. She's got her fundraiser November 22nd at Arctic Ice Arena. She'll be there. She'll be on the ice. We'll get to meet her. She's just as great in person as she is on the phone. Kendall, good luck with everything. We wish you the best. Thank you again.
So much. It was great talking to you guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Kendall.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Good luck.
Yep.
Bye.
Okay, no problem. Bye-bye.